In the shadows of the opulent world of Middle Eastern royalty, a clandestine network of parties and gatherings thrives, enticing young women from all over the world with promises of wealth and luxury. The saga of this sinister side of extravagance begins with the recruitment process, as aspiring participants undergo a series of tests and questionnaires to ensure their suitability for the clandestine endeavor. Those who pass this assessment are then invited to the first destination on their journey, Dubai. My name is Fred Maximoff. This is case 8132. Dubai, United Arab Emirates, present day. Amidst the glimmering skyscrapers and lavish lifestyle of Dubai, a different reality unfolds for the young women who find themselves drawn into this world of opulence. For many, it is a desperate attempt to escape the relentless grip of poverty that plagues their home countries in Eastern Europe. In the hidden corners of countries like Lithuania, Moldova, Poland or Romania, these young women often face a bleak future with limited opportunities for education and meaningful employment. For some, the promise of quick wealth through these clandestine gatherings represents a chance to break free from the suffocating grasp of destitution. The prospect of earning substantial amounts of money within a short period is a beacon of hope, one that can potentially open doors to a brighter future. With dreams of a better life, these young women set out on a perilous journey, believing that the financial rewards will pave the way for educational pursuits that were once beyond their reach. They yearn for the chance to attend universities, gain valuable skills, and create opportunities for themselves that were never available back home. However, there are others who embark on this path not for personal ambition, but out of a profound sense of responsibility for their families. In Eastern European cultures, familial ties run deep, and the burden of caring for aging parents often falls on the shoulders of the daughters. The promise of quick earnings becomes a lifeline to provide much-needed medical assistance and support for their loved ones. Despite the dangers and exploitation, the opportunity to send money back home and alleviate the struggles of their families becomes an irresistible prospect. The weight of responsibility for their loved ones pushes them forward, braving the dark underbelly of this lavish world in the Middle East. Upon arriving in Dubai, the chosen women find themselves in a luxurious quarantine period at an extravagant hotel. This mandatory isolation serves as a facade, ostensibly protecting the health of the participants. During this time, they complete further forms, divulging more personal information to the organizers who appear to be invested in creating an exclusive and tailored experience. As the quarantine comes to an end, the participants learn of their next destination, for example Morocco. Next, the girls are taken away from mobile phones, cameras and any gadgets with which they could record subsequent events. What appears to be an exotic adventure turns into something much darker. With the promise of riches and an extravagant lifestyle, they find themselves at the mercy of influential and wealthy individuals. Upon arrival at the destination, the young women discover that they are not alone. Other participants, along with a few assistants, populate the secluded territory of the wealthy sheikhs. What initially seemed like a grand opportunity now reveals an unsettling reality. Days pass in a monotonous cycle of dancing, socializing, and disturbingly, engaging in intimate encounters with the wealthy sheikhs. The gatherings last until the early hours of the morning, with participants required to entertain their hosts with smiles and joy. External appearances are irrelevant, and participants are expected to comply with the wishes of the wealthy sheikhs. Amidst the glitz and glamour, dark dangers lurk beneath the surface. The gatherings foster an environment conducive to the transmission of sexually transmitted infections, with unprotected intimate encounters being commonplace. The consequences of these encounters remain concealed, as the young women are handed hormonal tablets to prevent pregnancy, compromising their health for financial gain. Payment for these exploitative encounters varies, with some participants earning as much as $2,000 for each engagement. The sheer audacity of the situation is highlighted when one participant reveals receiving an astounding $5,000 for a single night. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Sometimes girls agree to be treated with particular cruelty. For example, there are well-known cases of girls agreeing to have their teeth knocked out or their arms broken for $10,000. It becomes evident that these vulnerable young women are mere pawns in a dangerous game orchestrated by wealthy sheikhs. The true extent of this shadowy network is veiled in secrecy, shrouding the sordid reality from the public eye. The Sheikhs, among the wealthiest individuals on the planet, indulge in a lifestyle that belies their standing. Instead of seeking the wonders of the world, they choose to immerse themselves in these dubious gatherings. In the shimmering world of Dubai, amidst the lavish lifestyle and luxury, Instagram has surreptitiously become a hub for escorts. The allure of fame and fortune drives many young women with a substantial following to curate dazzling profiles filled with sun-kissed beaches, opulent yachts, and expensive champagne aboard private jets. Each post oozes extravagance and glamour, with designer clothing, VIP cars, and elite resorts adorning their feeds. Slavic beauties, with their flawless faces and tantalizing curves, become magnets for wealthy Eastern men, often receiving lucrative invitations to work in Dubai. For top Instagram stars with a million-strong audience, a single trip to visit a sheikh could fetch tens of thousands in fees. Some even engage in TV and online shows to raise their value, with reality show participants often finding themselves in similar endeavors in Dubai. The women involved in this line of work strive to conceal their connection to such activities in Dubai, but they are not as elusive as they might hope. According to legend, they pose as models, jet-setters, businesswomen, society lionesses, and public figures. Many are genuine Instagram stars with hundreds of thousands of followers. On their social media pages, they showcase a life of beauty and adventure, yet they carefully omit any images of their companions. Clad exclusively in designer brands, these women can afford such luxuries and often find their shopping sprees sponsored by wealthy benefactors. Luxuriating in opulent hotels, dining at the finest restaurants, and indulging in yacht escapades and exclusive spa treatments, these experiences are financed by their clients. In the summer, Eastern European women retreat to Monaco, while from autumn to spring, they flock to Dubai, drawn by its high season. This clandestine world of Instagram stars basks in the allure of opulence, but it also veils the struggles and exploitation these women face. Behind the facade of a glamorous existence lies a harsh reality, where vulnerability and the desire for a better life force them into precarious situations. As we explore the glamorous facade of this lifestyle, it is imperative to remember the human stories that lie beneath, ones fraught with desperation and a yearning for opportunities beyond the cycle of exploitation and poverty. The pursuit of a better life should never come at the expense of one's dignity and well-being. Beyond the financial exploitation, participants face severe health risks from unprotected intimate encounters. Intimate transmitted infections lurk, posing long-term consequences for their well-being. The emotional toll of these encounters, coupled with the absence of personal agency, further exacerbates the traumatic nature of the experience.